Spite.
Hello and welcome. We are so incredibly happy you are here with us today. Grab a cup of coffee or tea and just relax.
Yeah, exactly. Make yourself comfortable. This is a completely safe space for your English practice. You don't need to worry about being perfect today.
Not at all. Just listen and, speak along with us. Our goal here is to help you feel confident when you hear and speak English.
And we keep the conversation relaxed. We keep it friendly. No stressful classroom lectures here, right?
Right. Just two friends talking, and you are right here in the room with us. So before we jump into our very exciting topic today, I want to talk about a habit.
Oh, a daily habit. I love talking about habits.
Yes. For everyone listening, if you really want to improve your speaking confidence, you need a daily habit. We highly recommend building a 10-minute daily speaking habit.
Just 10 minutes. That sounds really manageable for people.
It is. 10 minutes a day maintains steady progress over time. You don't need to study for 3 hours on Sunday. Just 10 minutes of speaking out loud every single morning.
I completely agree. Actually, morning routines are so powerful for that.
They really are. So let's do our first quick activity with you, the listener. We want you to practice right now.
Yes. Get ready to speak out loud. Don't be shy.
Quick question for everyone listening. What is one thing you do every single morning? Say your answer out loud. We will give you 5 seconds to think and speak.
Go ahead. Tell us your morning habit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job.
Yeah, awesome work. Maybe you said, I drink coffee or I brush my teeth. The important thing is that you opened your mouth and spoke English.
Exactly. Keep doing that every day. So speaking of thinking and habits, let's introduce today's topic. It is fascinating.
It really is. It is going to change how you look at the world.
I want you, the listener, to think about the last 30 seconds of your life. Just the 30 seconds before you press play on this audio.
Think back. What were you doing?
You might have been thinking about your day or dreaming about the future. But there is a hidden reality in your brain. In those 30 seconds, you probably used at least 10 different metaphors.
10 metaphors in just 30 seconds. That sounds crazy, but it is true.
And you probably had no idea you were doing it. For example, maybe you were thinking about how you need to unpack a difficult email from your boss.
Unpack an email. Yeah, we say that all the time.
Or maybe you were hoping to finally grasp a difficult grammar rule in English.
Grasp a rule, like holding it in your hand.
Right. Or maybe you were planning how to build a strong argument for a meeting at work. Unpacking, grasping, building.
These are all metaphors, and they're completely invisible to us, aren't they? We just use these words automatically.
We really do. When the average person hears the word metaphor, they usually think about a high school poetry class.
Oh, for sure. They think of Shakespeare. Or they think of love songs with beautiful, fancy words.
Yes, like comparing love to a red rose. We are taught that metaphors are just decorations, like paint on a wall, just a fancy way to write.
But the truth is so much bigger than that, and honestly, it is so much more interesting. Metaphors are not just for poetry.
No, they are not. They are the actual foundation of human thought. They are the walls of our mind.
I love how you explain that. We don't just speak in metaphors to sound smart. We actually think and feel and act through them.
Let's explain that a bit for our listeners, because it changes how we understand our own brains. You mentioned grasping a concept.
Right. Think about the physical meaning of that word, grasp.
An idea is not a physical ball, right? You cannot actually touch an idea with your human hands.
Exactly. It is invisible. It is abstract.
But we still talk about grasping it. An argument doesn't have real bricks, but we say we build an argument. An email is not a suitcase, but we unpack it.
So we have to borrow physical words from the real world just to understand invisible thoughts.
Yes. And that means something huge for all of us. If we only understand life through these physical metaphors, then the metaphor we choose completely controls our reality.
It changes your emotions, it changes your stress levels.
And that is our mission today. We are going to explore this hidden world of metaphors. We will look at how they live in our brains, how children learn them, and how you can use them to improve your life.
I am so excited to talk about this because once you see these metaphors, you will hear them everywhere.
You really will. Okay, listener, it is time for another quick check. We just used 3 important verbs: unpack, grasp, and build.
Let's practice saying them. I will say the phrase, and you repeat after me out loud. Ready? Unpack an idea.
Give them a second to repeat.
Grasp a concept.
Good.
Build an argument.
Fantastic job speaking out loud. Keep that up. So let's start with a real story to show how powerful a single metaphor can be.
Oh, I know the story you're going to tell. It is a great one.
It is about a young man, a student from Iran. He moved to the United States to study chemistry.
Okay, so he is an international student. He is learning English and experiencing a new culture. A lot of our listeners can relate to that.
Absolutely. So he is making friends, going to classes, and he starts noticing something his American friends say a lot. Whenever they complain about life, like stress or money, they say, I just need to find the solution to my problem.
A solution to my problems. Yeah, as a native English speaker, that is a totally normal sentence.
Right. It is a dead metaphor for us. We don't even think about it. We just mean we want an answer.
But this student was a chemist. He spent his whole day in a science lab mixing liquids in glass cups.
Exactly. So because English was his second language, his brain went to his dominant knowledge, chemistry. When he heard the word solution, he pictured a literal, physical, chemical solution.
Like a bubbling liquid in a glass?
Yes. He imagined his friends' lives as this bubbling, maybe smoking liquid in a glass beaker. And the problems were just different chemicals floating in the liquid.
Wow. He literally saw their emotional stress as a science experiment.
He did. He thought if you add a new chemical to the liquid, the problems might dissolve and become invisible for a while. Or if the room gets cold, the problems might become solid and drop to the bottom.
That is such an amazing way to see the world, because in chemistry, the matter never disappears, right?
Right. The problems never permanently leave the glass. They just change form depending on the temperature or the environment.
And what did the student think about this?
He thought it was beautiful. He thought, wow, Americans have such a healthy philosophy about life. They understand that problems never go away forever. They just change.
He thought Americans were deeply wise.
He really did. He thought the phrase meant you just manage the liquid of your life. You add a little exercise or a vacation to keep the liquid stable, but you never expect the glass to be perfectly clean water.
That is so comforting, honestly. If life is a chemical solution, then having problems is just normal.
It is the baseline of life. Getting a problem to dissolve for a month is a huge win. And when the problem comes back, it is not a failure. The temperature just changed.
But of course, that is not what Westerners actually mean when they say they need a solution.
Not at all. The Iranian student was projecting this beautiful chemistry metaphor onto us, but our culture actually uses a much more stressful metaphor.
We really do. When we say solution, we are using a hidden metaphor. And that metaphor is, problems are puzzles.
Problems are puzzles. Let's break that down. Think about a puzzle, like a crossword or a jigsaw puzzle. What are the rules of a puzzle?
Well, a puzzle has a correct answer, a 100% correct answer. And when you find it, you are done.
Exactly. When you solve a puzzle, it is over. You put it in a box, you put it in the closet, and it is gone forever.
So if you view your life through the puzzle metaphor, you expect your problems to disappear forever once you fix them.
Yes. You expect finality. But is human life ever really final?
Definitely not. Problems always come back. You fix your money budget, and then a month later, your car breaks down, and you are stressed about money again.
You fix an argument with your friend, and 2 weeks later, you fight about the same thing in a different way.
And this is why the puzzle metaphor is so harmful to us.
It is tragic, really, because we expect the problem to end. When it comes back, we feel terrible. We don't just feel annoyed, we feel like failures.
We think, oh no, I must not be smart enough. I thought I solved this puzzle, but I didn't. I got the answer wrong.
We blame ourselves. We create so much anxiety because of a metaphor.
But if we use the chemistry metaphor, we would just say, oh, the problem is solid again, time to add some heat, no guilt, no feeling like a failure.
Exactly. It completely changes your emotional reality.
Yeah.
Okay, listeners, time to interact. Think about a problem you have right now.
Yeah, just a small one.
Do you usually treat it like a puzzle or a chemical solution? Say your answer out loud right now. Start with, I treat my problems like. We will give you 5 seconds.
Say it out loud.
Great. Just noticing how you think is the first step to feeling more confident and relaxed.
That is so true. Now, I know some of our listeners might be thinking logically right now. They might be a little skeptical.
Skeptical is a great B2 word. It means you are doubting something. You are not sure it is true.
Right. A listener might think, well, wait a minute. A flat tire on my car is not a metaphor. It is a physical flat tire. The rubber is broken.
That is a very fair point. Physical reality is real. Gravity is real. A broken arm is a broken arm. A flat tire is a flat tire. Metaphors do not change the rubber on the car.
So why does the puzzle versus chemistry metaphor even matter if the tire is still flat?
Because our feelings about the flat tire only exist inside the metaphor. The rubber is flat, yes. But the idea that this flat tire makes me a failure or ruins my life timeline is totally abstract.
Ah, I see. The stress and the anger do not live inside the rubber of the tire. They live inside the architecture of your mind.
Precisely. If the flat tire is a puzzle, and it happens 3 times, you feel cursed and defeated. If it's just part of the chemical mixture of owning a car, you just manage it. The event is real, but the meaning comes from your metaphor.
That makes total sense. And this doesn't just affect our private feelings, it changes how we talk to other people in society too.
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about disagreements. Because if a metaphor can make you stressed about a flat tire, it can definitely make you angry at another person.
We have a very specific default metaphor for arguing in English, don't we?
We do. The overarching metaphor is argument is war.
Argument is war. Wow, that sounds aggressive right away.
It is deeply baked into our language. Just listen to the vocabulary we use when we talk about a debate at work. We say, I am going to attack his weak points.
We say, her claims are completely indefensible.
We say, your criticism was right on target. Or, he shot down all of my ideas.
Attack, indefensible, target, shot down, and the most important one, win. We want to win the argument.
This is literal combat vocabulary. We are using the words of war.
And because we use those words, we physically feel like we are in a war.
Yes. When someone disagrees with your opinion, your brain doesn't just say, oh, a new perspective. Your brain says, I am under attack.
And your body reacts, your heart beats faster, your adrenaline goes up, you enter fight or flight mode, just because someone disagreed with you about a marketing plan.
You react like they have a weapon. And when you feel like you are in a war, you cannot collaborate. You cannot work together.
You just want to destroy the other person's idea. The goal is to conquer, not to find the truth.
Exactly. This is why internet debates or family arguments get so toxic so fast. The war metaphor demands a loser.
So, how do we fix this? Can we change the metaphor?
We can. Imagine the incredible shift if we change the metaphor to argument is a dance.
Argument is a dance. That feels so much lighter.
Think about dancing. You have 2 people moving together. There is rhythm. If someone makes a brilliant point, you step back. But you aren't losing ground or retreating.
You are just letting your partner lead for a moment.
Yes. You let them lead because it makes the dance better. You cannot defeat your dance partner. That doesn't even make sense. The goal is to create something beautiful together.
If you view an argument as a dance, your heart rate stays calm. You stay curious. You admire their skill instead of feeling threatened.
It is a completely different reality. And if you try to dance with someone who is trying to fight a war, it totally confuses them.
They try to punch and you twirl. They don't know what to do.
It is like cognitive magic. Okay, let's pause for our listeners. We just learned a lot of new vocabulary.
Yes, let's review a little bit.
Listener, I am going to ask you a question. When you disagree with someone, do you usually feel like you are in a war or in a dance?
Take 5 seconds and answer out loud. Start with, I usually feel like.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful.
I love how they're practicing speaking. It gets easier every time.
It really does. 10 minutes a day is all you need. Okay, let's look at another massive metaphor that controls our lives.
Oh, I think I know this one. It is the dictator of the modern world.
Yes, it is. Time is money.
Time is money. We say this constantly in English.
We use financial words to describe time naturally. We say we spend time, we save time, we waste time.
We budget our hours. We invest time in a project. We even say we are living on borrowed time.
But the crazy thing is, this is not a universal truth for all humans. It feels like a law of physics to us. But it is actually a very modern cultural invention.
Really? So people in the past didn't think this way?
Not at all. Before the Industrial Revolution, people lived in farming societies. Time was not money. Time was a rhythm. It was the sun going up and down. It was the seasons changing. Time was a circle.
It wasn't something you could run out of.
Exactly. The shift happened when factories were built. When people started getting paid an hourly wage, time literally became currency. An hour of your life suddenly equaled a specific amount of money.
And once that happened, the time is money metaphor infected everything.
And it creates a very unhealthy lifestyle for us. If time is money, then every single minute must be optimized. It turns resting into a problem.
Oh, this explains why it is so hard to just relax on the weekend.
Yes. Because of this metaphor, sitting on the sofa doing nothing feels like a failure. It feels like you're taking real money and burning it in a fire. You feel like you're wasting a valuable resource.
So we try to optimize our free time. We try to read exactly 50 pages of a book or do a perfect workout just to prove we didn't waste the day.
We turn relaxation into a job.
Yeah.
The metaphor steals our ability to just exist and be peaceful.
That is so true, and honestly, a bit sad.
It is. And this idea of time being this straight line that runs out is connected to how we view history, too.
The difference between a circle and a line.
Right. In the Middle Ages, the dominant metaphor for life was fortune's wheel.
A wheel, like a big spinning circle.
Exactly. They believe life is a giant spinning wheel. Sometimes you are at the very top, you are healthy, you have money, life is great. But the wheel never stops turning. Eventually you go down to the bottom, you get sick or lose your money, and then eventually you go back up again.
And the important part is the wheel isn't going anywhere. There is no final destination. It just spins. Nobody in the past expected constant progress.
Right. But today, we use the metaphor of a line. We say history marches on. We say we want to be on the right side of history. We believe human progress is a straight line going up to a perfect future.
That is a very motivating metaphor. It helps us invent new things and improve medicine.
It is motivating, but it causes huge anxiety. Because if life is a straight line going up, then any failure feels like the end of the world.
If you believe in the wheel, a bad day is just the wheel turning. You just wait to go back up. But if you believe in the line, a bad day feels like you are failing the march of progress. You are falling behind on the timeline.
It creates so much pressure to always be better than yesterday.
Yeah.
It is exhausting.
It really is. I need to take a breath just thinking about it.
Let's do that. Let's pause and engage our listeners again.
Yes. Listener, think about your free time. When you are resting, do you feel worried that you are wasting time?
Say your answer out loud. Yes, I do, or no, I don't. 5 seconds.
Awesome.
Recognizing these feelings is powerful. So we know these metaphors control our weekends, our arguments, and our stress. But a big question remains. Where do these metaphors come from?
Yeah, if they aren't just poetry, what is their source code? Why do humans do this?
Think about this. Across almost every culture and language in the world, we agree that happy is up and sad is down.
That's true. In English, we say, I am feeling high today, or my spirits were lifted. And when we are sad, we say, I am feeling down, or I fell into a depression.
Nobody ever says, I am feeling very left today when they are sad. Why is that?
This brings us to a fascinating scientific theory called embodied cognition.
Embodied cognition. Let's break those words down for our B2 learners. Embodied means inside a physical body. Cognition means thinking.
So thinking inside a physical body.
Exactly. The theory says that our metaphors are not just floating in our minds. They are born from our physical bodies living in a physical world with gravity and temperature.
We use our physical bodies to understand abstract things.
Let's look at how this happens when we are babies. We call these primary metaphors. Think about love and affection. When someone is nice to you, what temperature is it?
It's warm. We say, she has a warm smile, or he gave me a warm welcome.
And when someone is mean or rejects you?
It's cold. She gave me the cold shoulder. He has an icy stare.
But logically, love does not have a temperature. A smile does not produce physical heat. So why do we universally say love is warm and rejection is cold?
It happens when we are babies.
Right.
Think about a tiny newborn baby.
Right. When a baby is loved and protected, what is happening physically?
The baby is being held closely against the parent's chest.
Yes. So the baby is feeling the emotion of love at the exact same time they are feeling the physical body heat of the parent.
Their brain connects the two things. The emotional feeling of safety fires in the brain at the same time as the physical feeling of warmth.
And neurons that fire together wire together. The baby's brain permanently connects the emotion to the temperature. Love actually becomes warmth in the brain's architecture.
And when the baby is alone in a crib, away from the parent, they feel the emotion of isolation at the exact same time their body feels cold. Rejection becomes cold.
This is embodied cognition. It is incredible. Let's do another one. Why do we describe difficult problems as heavy?
We say, this is a heavy burden, or I have a heavy heart.
And when the problem is solved, we feel light. A weight was lifted off my shoulders.
This comes from living in a world with gravity.
Exactly. Physically carrying a heavy object like a big rock is difficult. It takes muscle power and makes you tired. So when your brain has to process an abstract, difficult problem, like a money issue, it doesn't have a special area just for abstract problems.
It has to borrow the brain pathways it uses for physical difficulty.
The brain maps the physical feeling of heavy muscles onto the abstract feeling of a hard problem. Heaviness is difficulty.
So it's like our brains have old physical hardware, like a computer. and we have to run new, complicated software on that old hardware.
That is the perfect way to explain it. The brain uses the body's physics engine to understand the abstract world.
And this is why these metaphors cross language barriers. Everyone in the world feels gravity. Everyone feels temperature. So a lot of these metaphors are the same in many languages.
Happy is up because when you are healthy and happy, you stand up straight. Sad is down because when you are sick or depressed, you lie down. Gravity wins.
Knowing is seeing, too. We say, oh, I see what you mean. We don't say, I smell what you mean. Because humans use their eyes the most to get information.
This is so mind-blowing. Okay, listeners, let's test your memory. What does embodied cognition mean? Just think about the simple definition we discussed.
Say it out loud in a short sentence, 5 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If you said, thinking with our physical bodies, you're absolutely right.
Great job.
Yeah.
So we know these metaphors start when we are babies. But what happens inside the brain of an adult when we hear a metaphor?
This is where neuroscience comes in, and the results are amazing.
Let's talk about an fMRI experiment. An fMRI is a special brain scanner that watches blood flow in the brain. It shows scientists exactly which parts of the brain are working.
So they put people in the scanner to see how they read language.
Yes. They gave the participants 2 sentences to read. The first sentence was literal. It said, "She looked at him kindly."
Okay, kindly is literal. And the scanner showed normal language activity in the brain.
Exactly. The brain processed it as normal data, but then they gave them a metaphorical sentence. It said, "She looked at him sweetly."
Sweetly, like sugar. But a look does not taste like sugar.
Right. It's a visual action described with a taste word. Now, sweetly is a normal metaphor. We use it all the time. But when people read the word sweetly, the brain scanner showed something crazy.
Whoa, lit up!
The part of the brain that processes the physical sensation of taste, the gustatory cortex.
Wait, so just by reading a sentence about a woman looking sweetly, the brain literally hallucinated the physical taste of sugar?
Yes, the brain actually simulated the physical feeling of tasting to understand the abstract meaning of the sentence. The language parts of the brain weren't enough. It had to use the physical taste hardware to understand the word sweet.
That is amazing. Language is not just data. It is a physical simulation in the brain.
But it gets even better. The scientists also watched the amygdala during this experiment.
The amygdala is the emotional center of the brain, right? It controls fear and pleasure.
Correct. The amygdala lit up so much more for the metaphorical sentence than for the literal sentence. Even though the meaning was basically the same, the metaphor caused a massive emotional reaction in the brain.
So if you want to persuade someone or make them feel something, you shouldn't use literal language.
Exactly. Literal language just stays in the analytical data center of the brain. It doesn't move people emotionally. But if you use a metaphor, you hack into their sensory brain. You make them physically feel your words.
You force a physical experience. Like if I say, our sales are down 15%, you process the math and feel nothing.
Right. But if I say, our company is bleeding out and we need a bandage, I activate your physical fear and touch centers. You feel the urgency in your body.
We always say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but really, a metaphor is worth 1,000 pictures.
I love that. A metaphor is a full sensory experience. Now, listener, let's reflect on this.
Yeah, how does this feel to you?
Think about a time you tried to explain a strong emotion to a friend. Did you use facts or did you use a metaphor? Tell us in 1 sentence out loud.
5 seconds to speak. Go.
Awesome. You are doing so well with this daily speaking habit. 10 minutes a day is flying by.
So we know adults process this in their physical brain, but how do we learn to map the physical world to abstract ideas? Let's talk about children and language learners. This is highly relevant to our listeners.
This is my favorite part. Children use metaphors naturally because they don't have a big vocabulary yet. They see a new object, they don't know the word for it, so they use a word they already know.
Can you give us an example?
There are famous studies of this. A young child sees a winding river for the very first time. They don't know the word river, but they know the word snake. So they point at the river and say, look at the snake.
Because the river looks like a snake. It is long, it curves, it moves continuously.
Exactly. The child is performing a brilliant metaphorical connection. They are using a visual perceptual metaphor. Or a child might pick up a bent stick and say, this is a gas pump, because the stick looks exactly like the handle of a gas pump.
These early metaphors are mostly based on how things look. A cloud looks like a marshmallow.
Right. What children struggle with are functional metaphors. Metaphors based on how things work. Like if you tell a child a camera is a tape recorder, they get confused.
Because a camera looks like a box and a tape recorder has spinning wheels. They don't look alike at all.
You need a lot of knowledge about the world to understand they both capture a moment in time. But what about adults learning a second language? Like our listeners.
Oh, this is the best part. Adult learners do something incredible with metaphors.
They really do. Researchers studied adults learning English, specifically Chinese speakers. You might think language learners would be bad at metaphors because they don't know many words.
You would assume they just stick to basic literal translations.
But the research shows the exact opposite. Adult language learners often create highly unusual, incredibly creative metaphors, much more creative than native English speakers.
Wow, really? Why is that?
Because native speakers are lazy. We are burdened by dead metaphors. If I have a problem, I automatically say, I am hitting a wall. My brain runs on autopilot.
But a language learner doesn't have that automatic cliche in their brain. They have a gap in their vocabulary.
Yes, and to fill that gap, especially when talking about deep emotions, they have to use raw feeling. They take the raw bodily sensation of the emotion and try to map it using whatever English words they know.
So they combine words in a completely fresh, poetic way. They invent beautiful new images because they aren't copying the cultural defaults.
Exactly. They write accidental poetry. And this shows how language structures thought. The language you speak changes how you perceive reality.
Let's compare English and Chinese. That is a great example.
English is a very noun-heavy language. We like objects. We talk about having a thought, building a relationship, finding peace. We treat thoughts and peace like static, heavy objects.
So English metaphors are very static. They don't move much.
But languages like Chinese are fundamentally verb-oriented. They focus on action, flow, and transformation.
So their metaphors are dynamic. They move.
Yes. When a Chinese speaker learns English, they bring that moving, dynamic physics engine into a static language. Learning a new language gives you a completely new set of tools to understand reality. You learn to see the world differently.
Learning a language actually expands your mind's architecture. That is so encouraging for everyone listening.
It truly is. Listeners, you are not just learning vocabulary, you are building a new mind. Okay, time for a speaking break.
Perfect. Listeners, think of a beautiful metaphor or phrase in your native language. Try to translate the feeling of it into English right now. Say it out loud.
We will give you a little longer for this one. 10 seconds. Go.
I love thinking about how different languages paint the world.
It is magical. All right, we have talked about the science, the brain, and the language. Let's talk about how to actually use this in daily life.
Yes, practical application. How can we consciously use metaphors to solve problems and be more creative?
There is a very powerful tool called conceptual blending. Innovators and artists use it to break through creative blocks by combining two totally unrelated things.
Conceptual blending. Okay, how does that work?
Imagine you are trying to design a new software app. You are completely stuck. No good ideas. The normal approach is to look at your competitors and try to make your app a tiny bit better.
Which is how we get boring copycat products. You are trapped in the software mindset.
Right. Conceptual blending forces you to break out of that trap. You force a metaphor. You tell your team creating the software product is like learning French.
Learning French, but coding an app has nothing to do with speaking French. That is absurd.
It is absurd, and that is why it works. The brain hates a paradox. It wants to solve it. So you tell your team, forget the app for a minute. Let's brainstorm. How do you successfully learn French?
Okay, if I want to learn French, I need a daily habit. I should use an app every morning. I probably need a pen pal for real feedback. And maybe I watch French movies to immerse myself. And the big goal is to travel to Paris.
Perfect. You built out the domain of learning French. Now here's the magic trick. You map those exact solutions back onto your software product.
Oh, I see. You translate the ideas back to the software.
Yes. You said learning French needs a daily habit app. Okay, so our main desktop software needs a small mobile app that gives the user one small task every morning.
I said I need a pen pal. So mapped back, maybe our software needs a community forum where users can talk to each other instead of just a customer service robot.
Exactly. You said watch French movies. So maybe our instruction manual shouldn't be a boring PDF, a fun, highly produced video series. And you said the goal is traveling to Paris.
So maybe our company should host a real-world annual conference in a cool city to build loyalty.
Look at that. By using a totally unrelated metaphor learning French, you bypassed all your logical limits.
Yeah.
You used a different brain pathway to find incredibly innovative solutions for software.
That is brilliant. The brain is an analogy machine. It loves finding patterns between two different things.
And this leads perfectly into how great leaders use metaphors. People are not motivated by spreadsheets or data. They are motivated by resonant metaphors.
Resonant metaphors, meaning they vibrate with deep emotion, they hit the amygdala.
Let's look at sports history. Think of the famous middleweight boxer, Reuben Carter.
He was a legendary, incredibly aggressive fighter, very fast.
Yes. His promoters could have marketed him literally. They could have said, Reuben Carter is a very fast boxer with excellent stamina.
That is factually true, but it is boring. It stays in the data center of the brain. Nobody gets excited about that.
Right. So they didn't do that. They gave him a metaphor. He became Reuben Hurricane Carter.
The hurricane.
Think about a hurricane. It is a massive, chaotic, unstoppable force of nature. It destroys everything. You cannot fight a hurricane. You just try to survive it.
By calling him a natural disaster, the metaphor does all the mental work. When another boxer signs a contract to fight the hurricane, their fear center is already firing. The metaphor promises destruction.
It creates a visceral reality. Business leaders use these too. They act like Swiss Army knife metaphors to align a whole team without micromanaging.
Give us a corporate example. I know a lot of leaders fail at this.
Imagine a company's failing. A new competitor is stealing their customers. The CEO needs everyone to work late and collaborate to save the company.
A standard CEO would say, we have headwinds in Q3. We need to synergize our workflows and leverage our competencies.
And what happens when the employees hear that jargon?
Nothing. It means nothing. It does not activate the sensory brain or the emotions. It is dead language.
But what if the CEO uses a resonant metaphor? What if she says, we are in a Category 5 storm. The ship is taking on water. I don't care if you are a cook or a captain. I need all hands on deck throwing water over the side or we all drown.
The physical reaction to that is instant. The brain processes the sinking ship metaphor and activates survival and teamwork instincts, even if they are sitting in a safe office.
You don't have to explain synergy anymore. A cook throwing water over the side next to a captain is synergy, but described in a way the human brain actually feels. It unites the team.
This is why political movements always use metaphors. Like an iron curtain has descended. It gives everyone the same mental architecture.
Okay, listener, it's activity time. Think about a goal you have right now. Maybe learning English.
Can you create a powerful metaphor for your English journey? Are you building a house? Are you climbing a mountain?
Think of one metaphor for your English learning and say it out loud. 5 seconds.
Use your imagination.
Excellent. That new metaphor will change how you feel about studying.
We are getting close to the end, but there is one more fun topic we have to cover, right?
A slightly lighter detour. We talked about neuroscience and leadership, but metaphors also create the architecture of humor, specifically puns.
Oh, puns. Word jokes. Some people say they are the lowest form of humor, but they are actually very complex for the brain.
Shakespeare used them constantly in his greatest plays. A pun is essentially a cognitive flex. It shows off the brain's processing power.
How does a pun actually work in the brain?
Puns use a dual context mechanism. When you hear a pun, the comedian forces your brain to hold two entirely different contexts at the exact same time: the literal meaning and the metaphorical meaning.
Like juggling two ideas at once.
Exactly. Let's look at a classic dad joke. I used to be a baker, but I couldn't make enough dough.
Okay, let's trace the brain pathways for that joke.
When you hear the first part, I used to be a baker, your brain activates the bakery domain. It thinks about flour, ovens, bread, and yeast.
So when the brain hears the word dough at the end, it literally pictures the mixture of flour and water.
Right. But the phrase, make enough dough, has a secondary metaphorical meaning in English. Dough is slang for money.
So for a split second, the brain is confused. It thinks, why would failing to mix flour make him quit his job? It has to rapidly search for another context.
And when the brain successfully overlays the bakery domain with the money domain, the two circuits connect. And when that happens, the brain releases a tiny burst of dopamine.
Dopamine, the brain's reward chemical.
It delivers a jolt of cognitive gratification. The brain rewards itself with pleasure for successfully solving the conceptual puzzle.
So a pun feels good or makes you groan because it is a momentary celebration of how fast our brains can connect multiple realities.
Exactly. It reminds us that our brains are incredibly agile. Well, this has been a truly expansive conversation today.
We have covered so much ground: the firing of neurons, the history of time, childhood learning, and even jokes.
Let's do a quick synthesis to lock this into our listeners' memories.
We started by dismantling the myth that metaphors are just poetry. They are the actual lenses through which human beings perceive reality.
We saw how the metaphors we choose literally dictate our emotional health. If you view a problem as a chemical solution, you develop patience. If you view it as a puzzle, you invite anxiety and failure.
If an argument is a war, you destroy relationships. If it is a dance, you collaborate.
We learned about embodied cognition. Abstract ideas are rooted in our physical bodies because our infant brains wire them together. Affection is warm, difficulty is heavy.
And neuroimaging proves this happens in adults too. Reading about sweetness activates the physical taste centers of the brain. Metaphors are physical simulations that strike directly at the emotional amygdala.
We saw how children and language learners use this to understand the unknown, and how different languages create entirely different physics engines for the mind.
And finally, we learn how to harness this power consciously. We can use conceptual blending to shatter creative blocks and resonant metaphors to inspire teams.
The ultimate takeaway is one of immense agency. We might be living inside a metaphorical matrix, but because we are aware of it, we have the power to hack it. We can change our programming.
That is so empowering. We are not just passive listeners.
Which brings me to the final provocative thought I want to leave you with today. Listener, I want you to think about the biggest obstacle in your life right now.
The one problem that keeps you awake, or a relationship that feels impossible.
I want you to deeply analyze the metaphor you are using to describe it to yourself. Are you telling yourself that you are hitting a brick wall? Are you complaining that you are drowning in responsibilities? Are you saying you are fighting an uphill battle?
Look at those words. A brick wall stops you entirely. Drowning kills you. A battle destroys you.
If those are your metaphors, your brain and your body are reacting physically as if you were trapped, suffocating, or under lethal attack. But what would happen if, starting tomorrow, you consciously changed the metaphor?
What if that brick wall isn't a barrier, but a stepping stone required to give you a higher view of your life?
What if the water wasn't drowning you, but instead it was a fast-moving river carrying you to a new shore? What if the uphill battle wasn't a war, but a workout designed to build the specific muscles you need for the future?
The physical facts of your obstacle might remain exactly the same, but the reality of your experience will completely transform.
Because if metaphors construct reality, you have the ultimate power to write a new one. Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation today.
You did amazing work today. Keep up your 10-minute daily speaking habit. It is going to change everything for you.
Think deeply, choose your metaphors wisely, and we will catch you next time.